and the man went to look
So
after.
far the story is, there was a village and there was a guy, and he was unhappy. Why? He had a lot of problems. And then one day he heard that there was a Zen master had come to his village. So then Zen master is a sort of a Buddhist monk in a way. So then he liked it very much because he had a lot of problems, and he could go to the Zen master and talk about his problems, and he can get solutions. He can get good answers to his problems. So then he liked to go to see the Zen master, and he went to see the Zen master, and the Zen master said, okay guy, first he told everything to the Zen master, revealed all his problems, and Zen master was listening. Okay guy, just tell me. Okay, right, okay, good, yeah, okay. Then thereafter Zen master said, okay, I'm going to solve all your problems, don't worry guy, but I'm going to do it tomorrow morning, not now. So there is a gap between now, this time, and next morning, 12 hours. During the 12 hours, during this period, you have to do a job. Your job is to look after my camels. I have camels. A rich guy gave me 100 camels. I'm going to solve your problems. But what you have to do is to look after my camels, protect my camels during this period.
Master went to the man and asked, "Dear, did you sleep last night?" The man became
Here,
sad.
did you sleep last night? Clear? Yeah. Did you sleep last night? That is, during that period, did you sleep?
And
The man
replied,
became sad. You can see that? The man became sad.
The man became sad and replied,
And
"I couldn't sleep
replied.
for
Man said and reply. Replying is answering.
a moment. I tried
I
a lot,
couldn't
but
sleep for a moment. I couldn't sleep for a moment means even for 1 second. I did not sleep for even for 1 second. I did not sleep. Why? I couldn't sleep. I had no chance to sleep. I couldn't sleep for a moment, at least for a short period of time, at least for 1 minute, at least for 1 second, I did not sleep. That is why he was really sad. I tried a lot, but I couldn't. I tried, but of no use. I tried. You know what try is?
camels to sit together at a time.
To get all the camels to sit together at a time. The condition was all the camels should sit, then he can sleep. But the problem is that all the camels did not sleep, did not sit at a time together. That was the problem. What did he try? He tried to get all the camels to sit together at a particular time. All the camels sit together at a particular time, but not successful, not a good thing.
Some camels sat down, but
Some camels sat down. Now he is going to say what happened last night. Some camels sat down. Some camels said, okay, guy, we are going to sit down. That's okay, no problem, right? We can sit down. Some of them say there were 100 camels, maybe 25 sat down naturally, automatically, willingly. Yeah, sat down naturally. Then what happened to the other camels, other 75? Just saying.
camels didn't sit despite my efforts.
But some camels didn't sit despite my effort. Despite my effort. Effort is try. Despite is not considering, not thinking about. For example, say, I would say to somebody, don't go there. Don't go on that trip. Don't go on that trip. But despite my advice, they went on the trip. Despite my advice, they went on a trip. Despite my advice means without thinking about me, without listening. No, I don't want to listen to you. We are going on the trip. They would say, no, I don't want to listen to you. We are going on the trip. What do? They go on the trip despite my advice. Despite my advice means they are not going to listen to me. They don't want to listen to me. They do what they want. That is it. So, camels didn't sit despite my effort, despite my try. I tried, but camels did not listen to me. They did not want to listen to me. Okay, if you want to sit, you can sit. Guy, if you want to sit, guy, you can sit. We are not going to sit. If you want, you can sit. The camels told me things like that. So camels didn't want to sit.
If one sits, then someone else
One sits, and then one sits, and then
will stand from some other side.
someone else, another one, someone else will stand from some other side. This side, one camel, when I was really, really happy, one camel sat down, and another camel from other side will stand.
And this went on all tonight. There hasn't been a time overnight when
There
all the
hasn't
camels
been a time, no time, there was no time. There hasn't been a time overnight, throughout the night, during that period, when there was no time during that period. What sort of time? When
sit down. Zen
all the
master
camels would sit
smiled.
down. There was no time when all the camels sat down in a way. Zen master smiled. Zen master smiled. So the story is, so far, there was a man, he had a lot of problems, he was in a village, and one day Zen master came to the village and he liked it very much. Why? He would go to the Zen master and would tell all his problems and to get them solved. So then he went to the Zen master and said, okay, Zen master, so I have a lot of problems, and these are the problems, and he showed all his problems. He talked about all his problems with the Zen master. Zen master promised the guy, okay, guy, I'm going to solve all your problems tomorrow morning, but now it is evening. Tomorrow morning I'm going to solve all your problems, but during that period, you have to help me. I need your help. You have to give me a helping hand. What sort of helping hand is that? Zen master said, okay, I have 100 camels. A rich man in your village gave me 100 camels. Now I want to sleep. So when I'm going to sleep, you have to look after my camels. You have to protect my camels during this night. And one condition, you can sleep, but only when all the camels sit down. If all the camels sit down, you can go to sleep. Then man agreed. Man liked it very much because his problems are going to be solved tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, the Zen master will solve all his problems. So therefore, he liked it very much. And then, okay. Then he agreed. He said, okay, sir, I'm going to look after your camels this evening, tonight. Okay. And Zen master went away. And then this man wanted to sleep very much because he was really tired of the work done during that particular day. And then, but he tried a lot to make all the camels sit down at one particular time. It did not happen. Some camels sat down, okay, they liked the idea, sitting down, and some camels did not sit down. At times they sat down, but when they sit down, some other camels stand up. They keep standing. Then some other camels did not sit down. Lot of problems. Then next morning, Zen master came and asked the guy, dear, did you sleep? And he became really sad. And he said, no, Zen master, I did not sleep because the thing was that some camels sat down willingly. Okay, some camels did not sit down. But when I make some sit down, some other camels kept standing. And some camels did not sleep at all. No, did not sit down at all. Yeah. Okay. Zen master smiled. You know what smiling is? Something like that. Yes, smiling. And what did he say? What did the Zen master say?
And said, if I am not wrong,
He said, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not wrong, that means if I'm not wrong means, if I'm not wrong means, that is not the meaning that you can get from these words, literal meaning. If I'm not wrong means, generally we say, I think what I'm going to say is correct. This is the thing what has happened. That is the idea. When we say, if I'm not wrong, that means, yeah, this is what I want to say. This is what has happened. You understand? So I'm going to tell you why this happened. Things like that. I know what I'm going to tell you is right. That is why they say, Zen Master says, if I'm not wrong. If I'm not wrong means I think what I'm telling you is right. I think my idea is right. You just listen to me. What I'm going to tell you is a good thing. It is correct. If I'm not wrong, that means if I'm right. If I'm not wrong means if I'm right. Yeah. If I'm not wrong, I think I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you is correct. Listen to me.
then what happened all night?
What happened all
Many
night?
camels
My guess is right. My guess is correct. Zen Master says.
sat down on their own.
Many camels sat down on their own. Many camels sat down on their own. Some camels sat down on their own. They did not want to listen to anybody. They sat down. Many camels sat down on their own. They did not want commands. They did not want some other people telling them, some other people asking them to sit down. Okay. They don't want to listen to anybody. They sit down on their own, by themselves. Yeah.
camels sat because of your effort. Others
Many
didn't even
camels sat
sit.
because of your effort. That is, your effort means you are trying. Some camels sat their own, that is, they like to sit down. Some camels sat down because you tried. You wanted them to sit down. That was the reason why the second type of camels sat down. First camel sat down willingly. They liked it, sitting down. Some camels did not sit down. When the guy tried, they sat down. The second type. Next thing.
Others didn't even sit, even after
Others didn't even sit. They did not sit. They did not sit. The third type. Not the first type, not the second type, third type did not sit.
trying to make them sit. And then you found
Even after trying to make them sit. So this guy tried, first sat willingly, second sat because the guy tried to make them sit. That's okay. The third type, they did not sit even after trying to make them sit. He tried very much. He tried very much. Tried and tried and tried and tried. They did not sit. Third type. Then Master asked, this is what happened.
that some of them set themselves with the passage of time.
You found that some of them set themselves with. Third type did not sit, but some of them sit. Third type did not sit, but some of them sat down with
Time.
the passage of
replied.
time. When time passes, some of them sat down. But when we try to make them sit, they did not sit down. There are three types. One sat willingly, that's okay, we are going to sit down. The second type sat down because the guy tried, oh, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Then they sat. The third type did not sit when we try, but they sit at particular time at times, when they think that they should sit down, not because we want, when they want, they sit down. With the passage of time, when time passes, some of them sit down, some of them stand up, that's it. Third type, that means the third type did not listen to us. First type naturally, automatically. Second type when we tried. Third type did not. They sat when they wanted. Not because of us. When they wanted, they sat down. Third type. Zen master said.
Yes.
Man
that's
replied,
exactly.
yes, that's exactly what happened. The man said, yes, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, that's what happened last night, sir. I understand you are really intelligent. You are an intelligent, blessed one. What you say is true. That was the thing happened to me last night, sir. Then Zen master continued.
What happened? Zen master said,
Zen master said, this is what is important. Important. This is the story. This is the thing. This is the moral. This is what you should learn.
you see problems in life are like
You
that.
see problems in life or like that. We have a lot of problems. You see problems in life or like that.
Some of them will solve on their own.
Some of them will solve on their own. We have some problems. People have some problems. Some problems will solve on their own. We don't want to try. They themselves become good, and some of them will solve on their own. We don't want to try. We don't want to solve the problems. They are naturally, automatically solved. We don't want to try. Some of the problems, first type of problems. Then what happens next?
Some will be solved with your efforts.
Some will be solved with your efforts. Some problems we have to solve. Some problems we don't want to solve, they solve themselves. Some problems we have to solve. The second type of problems. Yeah, we should try and we can solve some problems. But the real problem is,
Some will not be solved.
some
Even
will
with
not be solved. Some problems will not be solved. Some problems willingly they get solved, okay, just like camels. Some problems will be solved as we try, and some problems will not be solved even if we try. We try and we try and we try. Some problems will not be solved. Just listen to this. What he's going to say.
efforts. So leave these kinds of problems
So
on time.
leave these kinds of problems on time. If problems solve themselves, that's okay, quite good. Second problem, we have to try and we can solve them. Third problem, we cannot solve them. So what should we do? So then Master says, so leave these kinds of problem on time. Leave these problems. Don't think about these problems. Don't worry about all these problems because we cannot solve them. Give these problems to the time, the passage of time. Leave these kind of problems on time. So we have to give these problems to the passage of time. Okay, time. We can't solve these problems. Time. You can solve these problems. So we give these problems to you. Say, what happens?
They will solve at right time by themselves.
They will solve at right time by themselves. The third type of problems, that is third type of camels, just like third type of camels, the problems will be solved, the problem will solve themselves with time by themselves, right time. At right time, there comes a time. At that time, they will solve the problem. We cannot do that.
Solve the problems or leave the problem. But
So
do
what
not
we have to do is solve the problem or leave the problem. We have a lot of problems. Some problems solve themselves. We can solve some problems, or if we cannot do that, we have to leave the problems. The real problem is this.
With the problem we see in life,
But did not live with the problem, they say.
the problems, or leave the problem, but do not live with the problem.
But do not live with the problem. The problem is when we cannot solve the problems, we live with the problem. Do you understand what I say? Different types of problems. Some problems we cannot solve. Then what happens is we live with the problem. We cannot solve this problem, we have to live with the problems. No, we have to leave the problems. We have to give that problem to the time, but do not live with the problem. Zen master advises to that guy, 3 types of problems. Don't live with difficult problems.
We see in life how
We
people
see
don't
in
face
life. We can see things in life.
problems for their entire life, so they remain
Entire
sad
life.
and
So
disappointed.
they remain sad and disappointed. Some people, they live with problems and they become disappointed. Disappointed means, so they are really sad, disappointed. Do you understand? Disappointed, that is, disappointed means, they like a lot of things, they wanted to do a lot of things, they never happens. So they disappointed. Nothing happened to me. Nothing good happened to me. I like this thing. I like that thing. I wanted that car. I wanted that house. I wanted this thing and that thing. I don't have that. They don't come to me. You disappointed. Entire life. So they live entire life, the whole life, remain sad and disappointed. They became sad and they became disappointed.
But if they live happily, despite
But if they live happily,
the problems, then their
despite the
life will be
problems, Zen Master says, they live with problems. But what they have to do is to live happily. Then what happens? Finally,
beautiful, because problems are
then
a
their
part
life would be beautiful. Because the third type of problems we cannot solve. If we live with these problems, we will be unhappy, we will be disappointed, we will be upset. So therefore, don't live with the problems, leave the problem. Don't live with the problems, leave the problems to time and live happily. That is it. That is the story.
of life. Thank you for watching and keep rising.
Yeah, that is the story. So, subscribe. Press the bell icon so that you receive my videos when I post them. Bye.